This is Toronto Raptors fans fired up right now, as Kawhi Leonard had some interesting comments regarding his departure from the Raptors for the LA Clippers, and it definitely gaslighted the Toronto Raptors fan base, I believe unintentionally. So we'll break down those comments as well as some major injury updates for the Toronto Raptors returning to action tonight against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm pumped up about this team finally getting some actual Raptors basketball. That means something in the win column. So we're going to break all that down in this video. But folks, again, if you guys are a part of the 6-7% of our viewers that haven't hit the subscribe button just yet, season is literally hours away, and you want to stay up to date with everything that's going on with the Toronto Raptors, make sure you guys hit that sub button. It means the world to me. You guys have been crushing it, hitting the sub button. We're getting things back rolling and growing. But let's dive into the news. Let's dive into what's been going on, because we have some major Raptors injury updates for this team as we return to action tonight. I can't explain how excited I am to see the Raptors, see how we do. This is one of the most unknown seasons I've ever felt, unsure about how the season's going to go, how things are going to rock out. So I am very, very excited to see how this team does, the starting game. But obviously, the Raptors have continuously been plagued by injuries, and it's been a team that I've notably said, right, and a lot of people have, that we're pretty thin out there in terms of talent. We have, I think, a really nice sort of upper tier guys, but a lot of players that are young, still developing on this roster. So the more players we have out of the lineup, out of the mix, it's going to be tough to really, it's going to have a serious impact on the team. So that's why everyone's had their eyes very close to, everything that's going on regarding the injury situation. And we got some updates, as essentially news has come out that RJ Barrett has been ruled out for tomorrow's, this tweet was from yesterday, so tonight's game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kelly Olynyk, as well as Jakob Poeltl, as well as Bruce Brown, are out of this lineup. So again, similar to the injuries we've seen over the course of preseason, no exciting returns, even though RJ Barrett said he was, his goal was to return for opening night for the first game of the season. So that is what it is. Again, you don't want RJ Barrett rushing back, especially with how well he's played, even though this is a minor blip of the road in terms of RJ Barrett's, season that he's able to have this year, right? He's going to be out of the lineup for tonight's action, but we aren't the only team dealing with injuries right now, as the Sacramento Kings, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a team that's also dealing with some injuries, as Max Strus sustained a right ankle sprain during individual workouts last Thursday, and Strus will be reassessed after 6 weeks of treatment and rehabilitation. So no Max Strus out there for the Cavs. So again, they're probably gonna, he's a starter for them. They're probably gonna have to start Karis LeVert or Davion Tyson or Javon Tyson, whoever is out there for the Kings roster. But obviously the Kings still do have Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, as well as Jared Allen out there in their mix as their star contingent of players. So definitely going to be an interesting game. The Raptors are dealing with a bit more injury situation right now, but again, this could be a very big message the team is able to send to the NBA, to the team that, hey, despite everything else said in media day, despite Darko Rajaković coming out and saying this is year one of a rebuild, all that type of stuff, they come out and they get a win tonight against the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's going to be a serious message sent to the entire NBA. So I am very, very pumped for this game, for stuff that's happening. But before we, get to watch this game, we did have some crazy comments from Kawhi Leonard in regards to his departure from the Toronto Raptors. Now, frankly, this has had a lot of Toronto Raptors fans fired up, and especially out of context, I saw it. I was pretty, not shook, but I'm like, man, that is just dumb. That is stupid. And I think everyone would agree. I think Kawhi Leonard would agree now at this point. The way things have played out, hindsight being 2020, Kawhi Leonard departing the Toronto Raptors to the LA Clippers ended up being a bad move for his career. Just basketball-wise, purely on that front, right? It didn't work out the same way it could have with the Toronto Raptors. The talent that we had, won a championship, all those types of things. Basketball-wise, the Toronto Raptors would have been the smarter move for him to make in terms of, progression of his career. But we all heard the off-the-court stuff, and we'll talk about this. But Kawhi Leonard had an interesting quote regarding, why he chose the LA Clippers, especially after things have gotten messy for him in this situation. And essentially, the quote in this interview that's come out, he said, "I just want to go to a franchise where I could help build a legacy." Now, again, he's referring to the LA Clippers, referring to all this stuff, and looking at that, you could say, Kawhi, that might be the dumbest thing that I've ever read. You were building a legacy. You had the foundations of one of the greatest legacies in basketball history with what he was able to do with the Toronto Raptors. Came to this team, disgruntled, just a crazy storylines happening that season, and won a championship in his first year. And a team that has never won a championship before, never sniffed that level of playoff success before. Again, we did have some great years with DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. The Vince Carter era had, one good playoff run and stuff. But, this was a moment in history that Kawhi Leonard could have cemented his legacy, not just for a state, not just for a city, for an entire country. The fanfare, everything that he had behind him. Legacy building, there is no better place than what he had already started to build. He already probably has like a solid foundation, cemented something with the Toronto Raptors. So this is just dumb in terms of, hey, I just wanted to go to a franchise where I could help build a legacy. You are building something insane, something ridiculous out here with the Toronto Raptors. You had the nation enamored with Toronto Raptors basketball, with everything that's going on with this team. And, you know, we decided to go to like one of the worst franchises in the entire NBA. Obviously, they're better with the owner of Steve Ballmer and stuff, but historically, and in a city that, you know, even if you win 10 times, a lot of the fans aren't going to care. They have the Lakers still there. They have the Dodgers. They have the Rams. A bunch of different stuff is happening in LA. You're not building that type of legacy out there in LA for the LA Clippers. Maybe for the Lakers, but not for the LA Clippers. And frankly, you know, with, I think this comments, now that's my like an initial just reaction. Looking at this in more context, even though there wasn't a lot of comments given, it felt like, hey, he wanted to go back to LA. This is something that we all knew when he ended up signing with the Toronto, or getting traded to the Toronto Raptors. LA was the destination that he wanted to go for his family, for all these types of things. And, you know, this comments essentially make more sense when he's talking about, hey, either the Lakers or the Clippers being an option. Because, again, he could help build his own legacy with the Clippers. You know, if they won a championship with the LA Clippers, then that would be fighting off against the LA Lakers. I think right now, in terms of Kawhi Leonard's discussion in terms of legacy building, right, it's solely between, these comments are directed between the Clippers and the Lakers. Because if not, it is genuinely stupid. It is like a dumb comment to make, because the legacy could have built with the Toronto Raptors was way, way higher upside, way, way more interesting, way, way cooler than even if things went perfectly right with the LA Clippers. But I think, you know, this wasn't a gaslighting comment that it seems like on the surface to be against the Toronto Raptors, because again, it's more so directed why he didn't go to the Lakers when they had LeBron James, Anthony Davis, you know, obviously already a glamour franchise in the NBA, rather than the Toronto Raptors, you know, a team like that. So again, that's kind of my statement. Again, if you haven't been keeping up, broke it down on Courtside Digest, but Kawhi Leonard's out indefinitely now to start off the season. He has just had an abysmal career since he left the Toronto Raptors. So honestly, there could be an argument made that, hey, the Raptors dodged a bullet with Kawhi Leonard deciding to go to the LA Clippers. Frankly, I disagree. The Raptors managed his injury situation a lot better than any other team could have, you know, in terms of Alex McKechnie and a lot of guys out there that just dealt with load management the best way possible. We had way deeper roster than those LA Clippers teams in terms of the groups that we were able to put together, and we were coached by Nick Nurse, one of the greatest coaches in the NBA. So it's you know, I think things would have worked out a lot better, even though some people are saying, oh, we dodged a bullet losing Kawhi Leonard and stuff like that. I still think this team was winning multiple championships if Kawhi Leonard stayed. But that is what it is. Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett, Immanuel Quickley are going to have to, you know, turn things around, get us a few W's, get us a few chips on our rings, you know, the next few seasons. But we'll see how all that goes. You guys are the best to make us far. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Excited for some Raptors basketball returning tonight. I'm excited out. Cheers.